Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a palette bingo, hence why I look a little bit different. I have my kind of base makeup done, my eyebrows done, everything like that, but I haven't done my eyeshadow yet. So what I thought I would do in today's palette bingo is kind of randomize eyeshadows from all of the eyeshadow palettes that I'm panning currently, because I have quite a few. But before we jump into the randomization, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. But let's just start talking about the list of eyeshadows that I have that I'm currently panning. So I went ahead and I wrote down all of the eyeshadows that I'm currently trying to pan, and I don't have any of the eyeshadows that I have hit pan on already. So I do have a few eyeshadows that I'm currently panning that I have hit pan on, or I've hit my goal on, that I haven't updated yet, but I don't have them included in here. I only have the things that I haven't reached my goal on yet. And currently I have 37 eyeshadows in here, so quite a few. I am working on so many eyeshadows, and because of that I thought this would be a fun idea. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and randomize 5 different shades, and I have all my palettes next to me with all of the eyeshadows that I'm panning, so I can show you kind of straight away. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick 5 shades like I said. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my random number generator, and I have 1, 2, 37. So let's go ahead and randomize the first number, which is gonna be 19. So the first shade comes from my Norina palette, and the shade that I pulled from here is the shade Dreamer, which is the first shade in the palette up here, and I have swatched it out. It's just this kind of nice kind of light gold champagne shade, so that is going to be the first shade that I roll in. The second shade I will work on is going to be number 21. So 21 comes from my Jackie Aina palette, again an Anastasia palette, and the shade that I pulled in here is the shade Ginger, which is this one right here. So it's a nice transition shade. And there you have Ginger swatched out. It's more of a kind of warmer brown. I feel like it looks way more orange in the pan, but it comes out as quite a warm kind of caramelly brown, I would say. The third shade that I'm going to include in my eye look today is going to be number 5. And I believe number 5 should be one of my panels eyeshadows currently. And yes, it is. Number 5 is my Anastasia Amrezy palette in the shade Georgina. So Georgina, like I said, comes from my Amrezy palette, and it is one of my panels eyeshadows that I rolled in for the last update. And it is this shade right here. So it's just kind of this bronzy shade, and it is this one here. So I would say it's more of a kind of cool tone bronze, if that makes sense. I wouldn't say it's too cool tone, but it's definitely more neutral. So that is going to be the third shade. And we're looking quite neutral at the moment, which is not as exciting as normal, but we'll see. I feel like they definitely go well together, but we'll see what else I get for the last 2 shades. I also realized that we only have Anastasia palettes so far, which is quite funny because I have a lot of other things that I'm working on as well. But let's go ahead, like I said, and randomize the last 2 shades. And the 4th shade will be number 24. Okay, so for number 24 we finally have something that isn't Anastasia, as well as not completely neutral, and that is from the Try palette. And the shade that I rolled in here is the shade Coral, which is this one here. I guess it's kind of one of the more neutral shades in the palette, but it's more kind of an iridescent green shade. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch this as well. And hopefully you can see down there you have Coral. It's, like I said, more of an iridescent shade that's kind of flips a bit more lime green. And then we have the final shade, and we're going to go ahead and randomize. It never shakes. There we go. It is number 15. Okay, so number 15 comes from my Dream Street palette, and this shade is the shade Waterbearer. So Waterbearer is this shade right here. I actually have it loose because I find it easy to work on my Colourpop shades if they aren't all in the palette. I just put them all in a C palette. So that is the shade, and I'm just going to go ahead and swatch it out. But I feel like this will go quite well with the color scheme we have, because we have, I would say, like browns or neutrals with a pop of green. And there you go, we have the final color story, and I feel like it's very, very cohesive. It's not the most exciting, but I'm happy we got those 2 last greens, because otherwise it would have been quite boring. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and think about what I want to do with these shades, and I'm going to start building my eye look. Okay, so I have zoomed you guys in a little bit, and I'm just going to start building on the eye look. The first shade I'm going to take is the shade Ginger from the Anastasia Jackie Aina palette. So I'm just going to take that on a little kind of fluffy brush. It's actually one of the Anastasia brushes. Tap it off, and I'm going to start applying this in my crease. And I kind of just want to get the base color down, so that is what I'm building now. So I also thought while I do this video, I will just kind of give you like a little life update, because I did post in my community tab a little while ago that I might have some changes in my schedule, as well as potentially even like be slower with answering comments and things like that. And that is that I started a new job about 2 weeks ago, I think it is now. Actually no, it's 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago. Time flies. Anyway, I have been working there for 3 weeks now, and obviously before that, for the last kind of, not full year or so, but for a while, I didn't really have a job, so I was just focusing on my YouTube channel, and I was very consistent with my uploads. And since I started my new job, I have been able to keep that up, but I just kind of want to chat with you because it might be that I slow down sometimes and just post like a video every 3 days rather than every 2 days. I mean, it is normal because obviously having a full-time job can be quite tiring, especially when you have to focus on YouTube on the side. Now when we're in quarantine, it's been quite easy because I have a lot of free times on the weekends. I don't really do anything else. I don't go out, do anything. I just stay inside. So I do have time to film quite a lot, but I'm just conscious about how it would change potentially when I kind of start going out and doing things again, which honestly doesn't seem to be anytime soon, so we'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of let you guys know about the update. And before I jump into the next kind of part of like telling me about my job and stuff, I'm just going to tell you that I'm going to jump into the Anastasia and Reese palette and take the shade Georgina, which is this bronzer shade here, and kind of tap that or like press that on the outer half of my lid, potentially even into the inner half. Let's see how I go. But yes, so that is basically the main update. I've really been enjoying the job though. Like I said, I started 3 weeks ago. I'm still kind of training, but I would say I'm starting to get oh, we're gonna have fall out with this shade. I haven't actually used this shade before, but yeah, I'm starting to get into the routine, and I feel like I'm basically doing most things I will do moving forward when I'm done with training too. But yes, it's been very fun. Everyone is really lovely, and I'm really enjoying it. It's been intense though. I've been having to learn a lot. So basically the role that I have is a sales role. It's similar to what I did before, but it's in a completely new industry. It is in like a, for like a kind of, I wouldn't say tech company, it is kind of tech company, I guess. They work with branded tech products mainly. They have branched out to do other products now, especially like face masks and stuff because of the pandemic, but mainly tech products. So I have been learning so much about different models, about like the build and like the background of like USBs, power banks, like how they all work. So much that I didn't even know existed, and I'm just been super tired, but it's been really fun and I'm really enjoying it. This shade is lovely, by the way. I haven't, like I said, used this before. But yeah, I've definitely been more tired, and it's been a bit difficult keeping up with the YouTube on the side because after work I have just been like super exhausted. I haven't been wanting to edit. I've been just having fatigue, I guess, from learning and so many new impressions and everything, but I feel like that's going to settle down a bit once I get into a new routine and once I don't have that much training anymore. I do have 1 more week of training before I kind of graduate from the training program. But like I said, both this past week but the next week as well will be kind of like normal working hours, not that many training sessions. So I feel like I'm slowly kind of getting into that routine. Next up, I'm gonna take the Norvina palette. This is the shade Dreamer, which was the first shade again in the palette. I'm just gonna take this on the kind of inner part of my lid, just to kind of blend into the Georgina shade, to use this one as well. This is lovely. Oh, I like this shade a lot. Like I said, I got a really neutral colour store, which is quite boring, especially since I do have quite a few colourful shades that I'm panning, but at least I got a few which I haven't dipped into yet, so we'll see how they go. But yeah, like I said, that's the main update. I do really want to kind of keep to the schedule that I have been keeping before, because I do really love making YouTube videos. I love doing all the projects I'm doing, so yeah. But if I do miss an upload, if I'm late with uploading a video, if I have a weird schedule or anything, you know why. And that's kind of why I wanted to give the quick update. But that is kind of the base of this look. Now let's just figure out how to incorporate these kind of more green shades. So I think what I want to do with this deep teal here is I want to make like a smoky liner with it. So I've taken it on like a little kind of, I guess, pencil liner brush, and I'm just gonna try to apply this in a smoky kind of line shape without getting tons of fallout. So I do kind of want to make this a little bit thicker so you can actually see it when I have my eyes open, and not just like a thin line. But I'm gonna try to slowly build this up, and once I have that done I will be right back. And with the kind of eyeliner shape, I'm gonna try to wing it out a little bit without trying to mess it up too much, but that's a pretty nice shape and I think I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm gonna try to do the same on the other eye. I feel like the second eye never ended up as good as the first eye, but that is kind of that winged liner. And then I basically just have one more shade to do, which is that coral shade, which is the kind of green. And honestly, I might just be boring enough and put that in my inner corner. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then what I might do is just put a tiny bit of ginger on my lower lash line to tie in the look. And I think I'm gonna do that off camera and then put on mascara and finish off my look, and I will be right back. So this is the final look. So like I said, I did put the coral shade on my inner corner as well as a tiny bit of ginger on my lower lash line. And yeah, this is what it looks like. I might actually zoom in a little bit more again to just show you the final look. So there you have it. You can see right there. Unfortunately, it was more of a neutral look because of the shades that I pulled in, but I did put that green or like teal shade as a liner. And this is the look that I made with these 5 eyeshadows, so I'm very, very excited. And also to let you know, I did pair it with this Colourpop lipstick that I'm currently panning in the shade Daydream. But there you guys was it for my palette bingo and the quick updates about what is happening in my life currently. Yeah, it wasn't the most exciting round of shades, but I feel like I really like the look that I created anyway. And I hope that you got some inspiration from this. And other than that, I really hope you have an amazing day, and I'll talk to my next video. Bye guys!